All right, we're our fathers.
Good morning to all the guests out there. Welcome. I'm your host, Clayton, and Sheila is my co-host. And today we're going to talk about where's our fathers? Where are they and why are they dying? And family, as your host, today we're going to talk about something that is heavy, but is necessary. If we don't talk about it, we can wait too late. And then again, people always say a day late and a dollar short. The rise of our youth violence, around, and I know it's all around us, Sheila. The breakdown in community structure. There is no one that's giving direction. And we talk about, and the question everybody keeps asking, where is our fathers? Are they missing in action? Where are they when these kids need us the most? And because our boys are out here killing each other, senseless act, and we cannot stay silent. We as leaders need to step up to the plate, call it the way it is. And how do you feel about that, Sheila?
That's right, Clayton. We're not coming here speaking to y'all with opinions. We're coming with the data. We have the facts and we got the truth. It speaks for itself and the accountability. Let's start and see what the numbers actually say. Clayton, what does the data show?
Well, according to the FBI Uniform Crime Reporting Program, I just need you all to listen to what I'm saying. According to the Uniform Crime Reporting Program, the United States recorded over 14 million criminal offenses in 2024. We talking about just recently, with violent crime that happened every 25.9 seconds, murder occurring every 3.1 minutes, according to the FBI. Sheila, I think those numbers are very, very high. It's okay. I mean, I don't want to get emotional, but what do you think?
It is high, Clayton. When we're talking facts, we're bringing the data for you. And when we look specifically at the youth, it's very complicated because I don't know what words to use, but the Bureau of Justice Statistics reports that the youth arrests for the violent crimes, Clayton, they dropped 78% since 1994 peak and are half of what they were 10 years ago.
78%. I mean, that is a large percentage. And so, but here's the part that should, kind of shake us all up. What overall youth violence is down, according to what they want you to believe. Youth-involved murders has been rising again since hitting the lower in 2012. And to me, that's according to the government info. So we need to be careful as to what we hear and what we are seeing. So.
Yeah, Clayton. Youth make up like 18% of robbery arrests. And you know what's the most? Carjackings.
Wow.
Up here on the East Coast in Maryland, they found, somebody's getting carjacked like every so many minutes. And they found that a lot of the cars are being shipped in furniture containers and they're going to Africa. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in many cities.
I would think, I wouldn't think it would be carjacking. I'm glad you sharing this information, because in my mind, I'm thinking that it's just murder rate and suicide. But if carjacking, I would have never thought that would be as high as it is.
Well, a lot of the youths are doing it.
Mm-hmm. So, well, Sheila, my question is that we need to ask, well, why is all of this happening? Well, I need all of us youth, or our parents, let's be real about this thing. Our boys aren't being born. They weren't born, Sheila, violent. They was taught that. Sometimes it caused to shape them boys. And I'm talking from how I grew up and how things. And one of the biggest factors is father absent. That is one of the biggest things. There is no father. Father's address is unknown, cannot be found. Not because black men don't care. I don't want you to get all that mixed up, but because the system has removed the black men. It incarcerated them.
You know,
Economic and they sidelined them too, Sheila. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry, but Clayton, it's repeating itself. The black man being incarcerated, when maybe not repeating itself, but when did it stop? And remember when we talked about the war on drugs and
Yep.
Clinton administration and how a lot of the black fathers were missing, incarcerated, and the youth went out and started a lot of crime. So when the fathers are missing, the boys look for structure somewhere else.
I totally agree. And you know what, Sheila? And it's like a missing of a father or a mentor. It is like missing everything about life. You got to have someone that you can talk to, someone that charity begins at home. There's no house without a home. When we talk about the absence of parent, these boys looking for love in the wrong places. And, and that add a lot of trauma to them, and it add poverty and the school punishment disparity. And it's easier. How do these kids get access to these guns? And you get a perfect storm.
Gangs. They're going to gangs. They're learning from the street, from the men that's going to the street or mentoring them. And when they go to the street, when their fathers are absent, they have no structure. So they're going for gangs. They're learning conflict from the streets instead of stable men giving them structures instead of their fathers.
So now, and I'm saying that you saying that. Let me just put it this way: absence of a father is like throwing your kid out there to the dogs, because who are they going to turn to? The mom can only do so much. She got to work. She got to provide for the family. There's no father around, so the burden always normally falls onto the mother. So, but again, when we black men see all these young boys out here getting in trouble, we're going to sit back and just say, well, that ain't my kid. Let them take care of it. That's the wrong attitude.
No. So this brings me to my point. Are black men letting the community down?
Yes.
Some are absent? Yes, you're right. Many are fighting hard to hold their families, though, together. I don't think the issue is that black men don't care. It's that we need more emotionally healthy and present, consistent men in these youth lives that are, maybe in leadership. They're coaches, they're mentors, like you were saying, somebody that set the example for them.
You know what, Sheila? I just need you to repeat this, because there was something the issue isn't that black men don't care, isn't that we need what? Emotional health? We need
more emotionally healthy, present men.
Mm-hmm.
Men that are consistent, in leadership. Men that can guide these young youth, like leaders in the community, coaches, teachers, mentors. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be I think the problem we have, like you said earlier, oh, that's not my son.
Yes.
I'm not worried about it. But I think it is our responsibility to be worried about it. Because if we turn our head to stuff that's happening, it's never going to be resolved. We have to be more proactive in the community to save our youth, to keep them from going down that road.
No, Sheila, I mean, you up there, it's the environment has a direct impact. For example, you up there in Delaware, where all the activities goes on. What about those youth that is very limited? But then again, there's absence of father, absence of sports. I mean, the neighborhood is poor. That's all they exposed to crime. And I'm quite sure your environment is different from the environment that I am in. Because I think
not really, because it's happening everywhere. I'm close to Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear that bad rap.
Philadelphia. But my hat's off to the mothers who are holding it down, who are being a father and a mother, and their sons are turning out to be a success, keeping them active in sports, getting scholarships for college and things like that. I see a lot, and then we need to applaud those single mothers for doing that. And some of them we just need to help.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And we need to stop acting like this is just a youth problem. This is not a youth problem. It is a community problem. When you have lack of leadership, lack of involvement, a lack of exposure. So it's a community structure problem. It's a male leadership problem. And it's also, Sheila, when you look at it, when you can heal the man, you can heal the community. So when I said it, we need a healing problem that need to be resolved immediately before it get too late. And so, we must
that we need the fathers, mentors, like I said, the coaches. We don't need these people showing up at their funeral.
Absolutely.
Be proactive. I mean, what good is it going to do when you showing up at the funeral? It happens too often.
It happens too often. Absolutely.
How can you be more proactive in a young man's life?
Well, we need to normalize therapy for these men. And you hit something that is very, very real. We shows up at all these funerals. We know what kids are doing. Instead of us being mentors or men in action, we turn our back. We turn to I don't care. But you are in a position of leadership. You need to lead by setting example. If you want your community to change, guess what? The men's got to change. If we want to say God put us down here to be leaders, well, why don't we act like being leaders? Our young men are dying at an alarming rate, Sheila. And it's a shame that nobody stepping in to help, especially in our community. And to me, that is a shame. But it's never. Go ahead, Sheila.
Excuse me. I believe a lot of the coaches and the team leads do try to help these youth, but they also need the support of the community and the family. You can't try to do everything by yourself. You're always going to need help. It has to be a team, in the community that reach out and help these youth. Churches know what families are struggling. They know about the kids. That's why I'm saying we need to stop showing up at their funerals and prevent them.
Hey, that's real talk. That is real talk, Jesus. And like you say, the church done turn their back on these youth. Unless you are part of the church, you're not going to be recognized. But all of the lost youth is outside the church. If one is already in there, well, you got them saved. Go outside, save these lost. And there's more lost kids out there than people's in the church. Nobody want to take action. They want to talk about it, shout about it. Oh, this little boy getting in trouble. Well, if your parents go to that church, why don't you get a joint force, men that go in there and save this kid? One person, Sheila, can make a difference. You and I are making a difference by advocating as to what is our problem. This is our problem. How are we going to solve it?
You said something too. You said if one kid, what happens when you reach out to that one kid? The other kids are looking. They say, he's getting help. I want help too. These youth follow. So if they see that a good person is trying to help one of their friends, they're going to want to help too. It's like a domino effect. Some of the youth are afraid to ask for help when they need help.
That's true.
And
That
that's
is
where
true.
it becomes us. We need to know our youth in the community. You're not going to know everybody, but you're going to know your close-knit community youths. If you have somebody in your family, that's getting in trouble and stuff, it takes a village. You're going to have to intervene before and be proactive instead of saying, oh, I wish he would have did this or I did that. It's too late then.
You're right. It is.
People need to stop. Us as Black families, we need to stop turning a blind eye to the people in our community who need help. Some people are not going to ask for it, but they're doing things intentionally to ask for it. That's their way of saying, I need somebody to pay attention to me. Have you heard of the saying that a lot of the people who make the most, the interrupt the teachers in class and that, those are the ones who want attention because they don't get attention at home.
Well, they use another term. They say sometimes the loudest will make the most squeaky noise. So I never did understand that the loudest person always wants to get the most attention. And they want to speak out. They want the attention that they never had before. This is the way, look, I need help, Sheila. I need it. And this is the only way I can do it. And sometimes, let's look at the youth, the way they dress. They reaching out, telling you, I need help. I don't know how to carry myself. I wasn't taught morals and values. And so therefore, these teachers look at their students as they come in. They look at their personal appearance. They look at the way they are carrying themselves. They can look at those kids that is struggling by the way they walk, their attitude. So we need to put a stop to it. We need to recognize those kids that's walking around here. Or therefore, it's like quicksand. The more they keep wiggling, the more they're going to keep sinking. And the more they keep sinking, the more they're going to disappear.
But you know what, Clayton, I was just thinking. A lot of our kids, they do things to fit in.
That's true. That is the main point right there.
They do things to fit in, the way they dress. They don't want to be outcasts. So you succumb to your environment. And if you get out of it, somebody have to pull you out of it.
Yep.
So they get in where they fit in.
That is true.
Be part of something.
That is true.
He be the nicest kid in the neighborhood, but he can get bullied or not fit in and then get in.
You're right. You're right.
Accept it for who he is. And then he's playing a false facade of somebody who he's not really in.
You're right. These are real signs that we as parents
need to recognize that. Like when you say, what's wrong with you? You ain't been acting like that. What's wrong?
You're right. Hey, Sheila, let me give you an analysis, and I want the audience I want you to visualize what I'm saying. You wake up every morning, Sheila, or you go to your car every morning and you're looking for it to start. It's automatic. You just looking for it to start. And one morning you go there and that car don't start. You'll say, well, there's something wrong. I'm so used to seeing it. And now you got to look at kids. When kids, you're so used to seeing kids act a certain way, when they get into isolation, they feel like they want to be alone. There's a problem. Something wrong. You need to take heed and look at this kid's action. Where there is action, there is reaction. So most people may not understand that, but you being a mother, I'm quite sure that you have friends out there that their kids are going astray. You go ahead.
I've worked with people. I've been to children's funerals. It's the hardest thing you ever want to see when you have military people being deployed and their kids are dealing with bullying. And they kill themselves. Suicide.
On the base.
And then another kid kills Yeah, 4 suicides, and they were all friends.
Wow.
So I had to start an action group at a school called Pause, parents and working together with the school. Um, to We had to talk to the children, we had to talk to the parents, we had to talk to the teachers. Don't ignore behaviors, abnormal behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
We told children, if you know your classmate is saying things that's not right, out of character, not acting right, tell somebody. Tell somebody. Don't ignore it. A lot of these kids and even adults, they ignore the behaviors and the signs and everything. So we had to educate the community, the school, the teachers, everybody. Teachers need to know their students.
Mm-hmm.
Parents need to be more involved in school. Parents need to know who their kids are hanging with. Parents need to know what their kids are doing and involved with. So one kid do it, it's like a domino. It was 4.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was 4. It would happen from November to February. It was 4 suicides in a high school.
Wow.
So there,
Nobody spoke up.
they were all friends. One of them, it was terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. It was terrible. But one see another one and they say, I should have said something. And then they do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because these kids feel responsible for one of their friends when their friends, die.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But the intervention is we need to recognize those signs in these kids when their behaviors change.
Mm-hmm.
When they start seeing stuff on social media. It's a lot of stuff going on now, school shootings and everything. And the kids, they be like, well, he's been acting weird. But why didn't you say something?
Right. You see them early signs when they isolate themselves. Nobody talk to them in the cafeteria. They over there by themselves. And to me, those they don't antisocial.
Yeah, but see, all of this we're talking about is our youth and how things start happening. Mm-hmm. Even with the crimes, you're mad at somebody else, but you're going to take it out on somebody else.
Like at the Louisiana Mall the other day.
Yes. I mean, we got to stop this. Where are they getting this mentality from that they got to hurt somebody else because they mad at somebody else or they mad with themselves?
Social media. And Sheila, I'm glad that you and I are hitting on this subject. You and I, when you've been exposed to something, you can talk about it. But when you have not been exposed to a lot of things, it's hard for you, to pitch in. But there is no way, no family or no Black family, there's no way that you should not be aware of your kid's behavior. When you start seeing your kid going in the room, locking up and doing all this, that they might be done bully that kid, but he feels like if he talk about it, somebody gonna go and tell it. And therefore, his life going to be at risk. I don't want you to tell it. I'm going to keep it. What you said just then, I would recommend that to all schools. You said that y'all had
we started a group called Pause, and it was a group of parents that I was concerned because my child was in that high school. I was really concerned because I saw it happen too many times. And so it's like we had to do a timeout. A down day, time out. We need to connect with each other. The parents and the teacher and school need to connect with each other because we need to know what's going on in this school, because some things, they keep from you.
Right.
But when you have these group of kids hanging together and all of them do the same thing, it's terrible. It's horrible. So what is going on? Teachers, are you recognizing things? Parents, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you listening to your child? Are you looking at the behaviors are you talking to them when they come home from school and tell how they day? How was your day? I mean, just say, how are you doing? What's going on? What you doing day? Anything happen in school? Stuff like that. The parents need to,
You're right. But a lot of parents don't ask kids that.
No, you got to interact. You got, like I said, you got to get in the Kool-Aid. You got to be involved in school. And that's what the Pause was. We tried to get the parents more involved in school. And when your kids see that, They say,
Mhm.
"Wow, my mom knows the teacher, so
Yeah, that's true.
I better not act up because my mom knows all the teachers here." I
Mhm.
volunteered in school. I created a partnership with the military in the school. I had 60 mentors. So
Mhm.
all of this stuff like this, sometimes the kids don't want to talk to their parents. Sometimes they talk to the mentors.
That's true. What who they
But
should be talking to first? They should be if they're not going to the parent. Do you think there's a problem?
I had my own daughter going to a different mentor.
Wow.
Yeah, I was mentoring somebody, and somebody was mentoring her. I ain't got no shame in
Yeah.
that. As long as
No,
she can
no,
talk to
no.
that person.
Yeah. But look at the results. The end result always count. No, if you can mentor a person, to me, you add years to their life and life to their years because you care about me. My parents don't care about me. I'm gonna only look up to you as my parent,
And
and
they
that
say
happens.
the same thing that the parents would say, but they listen to the mentor.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But
So,
we found out that parents just need to be more actively engaged in their children's lives.
mhm.
I know parents can't be at everything, with parents working and everything, but you need to show up when it matters.
and
Show
and for
up.
me, coming from a man, and I worked in the school system, Sheila, the biggest issue is them cell phones, social media. Those kids, they know more about social media, and when they bring them into the classroom, they mix each other in the bathroom. While you talking to them, hey Clayton, what is an adjective? What you say, Miss Sheila? What is an adjective? You hear what I said? Um, Texting at the same time looking at you. So therefore, me, myself, and I would put some type of what you call those things? Put some type of install where the communication is cut off for all students in the school.
You know what I did for my airmen?
Mm.
I told my instructors to do this because on a flight line they can have phones, but it's not good.
On the flight line?
Yeah, they changed it where they could have phones, but it was not good. So when they came to class, we had a basket by the door. You putting your cell phone in that basket. When you go on break, you can get your phone. But when I'm teaching or somebody else is teaching,
Excellent.
you ain't gonna have that phone. I remember I had a senior NCO sitting at my meeting, and I felt bad afterwards. But I was doing my staff meeting, and he had his little tablet just going, and I say, "Hold up, time out. When I'm running this meeting, you're going to be paying attention to me. You're not going to be on your tablet answering stuff." He said, "Miss Thomas," he said, "I'm taking staff notes." I'm like, "Oh."
Right. Okay.
I said, "Well, I didn't know that. I thought you were just not paying attention." I
But
said, "So
Sheila,
thanks for letting me know."
but you set the tone. You established the home court advantage. Put your cell phones in here. Period.
Mhm.
So when you're gonna set specific instruction and you stick by those instructions, let me tell you what happened. Two of my nephews, they went to the job, getting ready to get hired. They say, please do not bring your phone into the meeting while you take it. What they do, they go out on their break, they bring the phone in, and guess what? Bye. You know what the rules are. And you feel like you can do whatever you when you set rules, you gotta stick by them. When you set kids' rules in the house, don't deviate from them just to say, well, I'm gonna just satisfy you. No, you just done lost it. And again,
Well, I know about parenting, and I know what parents need to do um, to keep their kids grounded. I mean, I wasn't my daughter. We clashed a lot because I told her one thing: I am your mother. I am not your friend right now. My job is to make sure I teach you everything you need to know so you can go out into this crazy world and survive.
mm-hmm,
I said, because in this house, we take care of you. We're giving you the resources you need to make good decisions when you leave and you become an adult. But I'm not worried about what the other people are doing, because my job right now is to make sure that you are focused and I take care of you. So I knew all of my children's friends, their parents, everything. And I was, involved with the PTA. In
And
school.
that's, you know what, Sheila, if I can pause you, that PTA parents teacher meeting, look, I'm gonna be when I moved down to Louisiana, they needed an instructor to run the ROTC. So I ran the ROTC. But I will say to you, their PTA meeting, you know how many people showed up? Maybe 6. And you know what race they was? White.
And
You
how
don't
big
care about,
school?
huh?
And how big was the school?
Oh, the school is big, independent high school. I'm just saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make, and all the teachers was there. But it's the parents not
Because
getting involved.
it's a problem within the community.
Yeah, well, that's true. That I agree.
A problem within the community.
Mhm.
That's a problem. That's a sign. What is
That
going
is-
on? What is going on in the community that you only have nobody probably in your community show up?
You're right. You're right.
So what does that tell the youth out there? If they don't care, I ain't gonna care.
That's true. That is true.
They looking at what we do.
Right.
All these kids ain't dumb, they smart. They know what they can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
You let them get away with it, they're gonna get away with it.
Mm-hmm. But, let me tell you the parents don't show up to the PTA meeting. Or when they have school activity, basketball, or guess what? They drop the kid off. You get home the best way you can. See, the environment and the way the community is programmed and the way they act.
But the community ain't got to be programmed, Clayton.
Well, that's true. You're right. That I didn't say that. You know, you're right.
You need the community out of it. When you a parent, you have responsibilities. Bottom line. And when your child was in kindergarten, preschool, all the way to, you have to be in that Kool-Aid, because you want to raise your kid the best way that you can possibly as a mother. Mm-hmm. I know all mothers do. But it's also, we can be nurturing, oh, I got you, whatever. But sometimes we can overgive them things.
Right.
But also we can be tough on the other end.
Well, let's say tough love is good love.
Oh, tough love. Set them boundaries.
Exactly.
You ask my kids, they get in their little huddle when they talk about me. I'm like, and then when I get by them, they quiet. They like, yeah, remember mom used to do this to us and that. We couldn't have no TVs in that room. I said, sure not. You still ain't got them today. You come home and you ain't got no TV in your room.
Hey, girl, you sound like Sarah Jr. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? No, when I call Sarah Jr., that's my mother.
We didn't give them everything. I mean, I could have gave them everything, but I didn't, Clayton.
I'm gonna tell you something. You cannot give. Let me give. This is not comical. This is real.
You can't buy love. You can't buy time.
And when
time is now.
Mm-hmm. And you might not believe this or not. I used to always say, "Hey, Dad, you think I can get $10 from you, or maybe $20?" He said, "Yeah. How do you want it? You want 2 5s, or you want 10 1s, or you want 2 5?" And he started rolling his fist around, so I already know what that means. Or do you just want 110? So I thought you trying to be funny, man. But you know what? I loved him because I didn't get it, but he was just giving me an example. You got to work for it, boy. You don't get nothing free. And so when you start babysitting or start breastfeeding these kids, you done lost it. They telling you what they want to eat. They tell you what time they want to come home. They tell you that don't work with you.
If I cook, what I cook is what you gonna eat. Do you have a job?
There you go. Exactly. That's what we need. More tough parents.
Clothes in here.
I love that.
Clothes after a certain hour. You're not gonna be going in the refrigerator. You're not gonna be sitting on the couch eating. You gonna It's just like my mom grew up. I remember One time I didn't want something that she made, and she said, and I had to sit there all night crying with a plate in front of me until I ate all my food.
See, I tell you what,
You asked your corner what happened to her one time. She tried to put something in the refrigerator. You don't put no food in the refrigerator like that. No.
You gonna eat it?
You gonna eat it.
That's it. Because kids throw away food in a minute.
No, we ain't got no money to throw away.
There you go. And that need to come back into these young parents. I'd rather take you to Cracker Barrel. I'd rather take you to McDonald's. I'd rather take you to the dollar store. Okay, I don't want that, Mom. Okay, but you're gonna starve to death because you ain't going to.
We grew up. I didn't even have McDonald's. I think the only thing that I had from a restaurant was Kentucky Fried Chicken, and because my dad used to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken right before it closed because they would give free chicken.
But Sheila, what do you think about this stuff now? Do you think a lot of stuff that these kids are actually putting in their body has a little impact on their behavior as to they act a certain way, but all the salt? Do you think that has any impact on this behavior, or you think that could be just a cover-up?
You know how much candy and stuff we ate? We used to go to the candy lady.
Yep.
We still ate candy. Our parents didn't know we was buying that stuff when they gave us a nickel. We still went to the candy lady. You know, before school, after school, we got the little pops and stuff, the frozen pops, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, you're right. But
when we got home, it was like, you know.
Right. So now, since you said y'all didn't drink a lot, so y'all drink a lot of Kool-Aid and sugar water, what?
We did sugar water.
Okay. So you know right now people don't realize they are drinking sugar water, but they got just a different flavor.
We used to like that red Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Great. And then they had the knee-highs, the different knee-high sodas, the orange crush, grape crush. Yeah.
Well, again, Sheila, that old time.
We had more structure, and I'm not saying anything against the parents today, but it's hard to raise kids today in this society. It's hard being a child in this society, and it's hard for parents also with everything happening with the jobs, you know, the programs for the youth, money. Everything is money now. You know, when we had a lot of programs when we grew up, it was free.
That's true. Absolutely.
So go to the rec center, you didn't have to pay no charge. You just show up at the rec center.
That's true.
You know, a lot of things now is all about the dollar, and everybody don't have the dollar.
Now, Sheila, let me ask you something. Do they still have YMCA's up there, or they don't?
Yeah, but it's money, Clay.
Yeah, you're right. So that's hard for you to.
It's money. Yeah. Everybody don't have that money. People working too hard now and trying to keep the job that they got.
That's true.
Know, with everything, the economy, the way your person in the White House then eliminated a lot of jobs. People are struggling financially. And
as a result, those kids are going to the street more and more. And when you look at the cause and the effect, and I'm gonna say this, Sheila, I want the audience to know is that this is a subject that need to be addressed more often, because let's not wait till these youth keep killing each other to talk about it. We are like reporters. We are we speaking for those who are unable to speak up for themselves, especially those mothers out there who are struggling, and the community out there that dealing with all these murders and stuff. But I'm gonna say this, and charity begins at home. Men, you're gonna be a man or you're gonna be a boy. If you're gonna be a boy, you keep doing the boy thing. But if you're gonna be a man, you need to step into the community, step up and make a pledge. I'm gonna commit myself to building this community, and all the leaders got to come together and work together and pray together and hope that they can brainstorm, talk about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. You can't come up with one solution. If one don't work, we'll use the other one. So Sheila, you know, and I know this is over. This been needed. This is something. Look at the bank robbery. Look at all the black kids are getting killed. Look at all these jailhouses they building. Who's working on the highway picking up trash and stuff with the orange suits on?
It's the system, Clayton. The government is going to pay for every head that's in that prison.
You said it right. Now, you know what? I'm glad that you're saying that. Most people don't realize that not only you going to prison, that they getting paid while you in prison.
Mm-hmm.
They send you out to these work details, to these farms out there. They getting paid double. Sending you out there to, collect these fruit and vegetables. You still under the hands of the prison. So they can do whatever they want to do. So therefore, if we don't begin to educate our kids, they are building more jail houses around Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, all these southern states. And there's a call to action. It's to why? Why? Or where's our... I'm sorry.
This. Sorry. Do they still have those camps where they send the kids to? Like Nate in junior high and high school?
Yep, they have them. They have them all over Louisiana, but then a lot of times
where they would, they structure camps.
Yeah, like military camp, the boot camp. They have them around here, but a lot of times these kids goes in there and come out worse. And to me, and you say to yourself, wait a minute, girl, what did you learn? Said you could have kept your ass in it? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. But but look.
And then Clayton go.
I do apologize. But see, you just touched my button. I didn't want to do that. But again, it's supposed to be a place where they gonna come back being rehabilitated. But when they come out worse than they went in, keep them in there. So not that the youth cannot be real, but chill, stop. Please.
Sorry.
See, people don't think I'm talking about them, but I'm talking real talk.
But if the shoe fits, wear it.
Well,
I mean,
again,
I know I've been I got 3 children, and other children that I raised. So I know it was hard back then. It's always hard to be a parent, Clayton.
You're right.
It's nothing easy to parenting.
You're right.
It's not easy, but sometimes we got to change our ways on how we maintain
deal with it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, because that's why I'm saying, and this is my talk. As parents, we are responsible for our children.
True.
We are really accountable for their actions, whether they be good or bad. But
totally
with today's society, we need to take a stand and be more involved in what's going on in that school and know who your child's hanging with.
Sheila, let me ask you this. I mean, up there, where you are at. I mean, you up there close around that military installation. I'm quite sure those organizations that y'all have up there is a lot of military people's involved, especially y'all become a family. But I can say this. Those individuals that have been in the military, see around the military, you're going to always have a net group. But when you stand out in the country where you got 4 churches, you got 4 liquor stores, you got $4 stores, then the school system is very poor. Look, and I'm going to ask you this one question, and I'm going to close out with it. I want you to look at this analysis. We just going to visualize, Miss Sheila. This is a barrel. Inside the barrel.
I can't see the barrel.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is not a barrel. I'm just using this. Inside the barrel, there is 10 people inside of this barrel. And there are 10 people outside of the barrel. Which one have a better chance of surviving? The one inside the barrel or the one outside the barrel?
I know everybody inside the barrel probably comfortable. Some of them struggling. Some of them trying to help get out. I'm gonna be the one to get out the barrel because I don't want to be stuck in with y'all crazy people.
Girl, you know what? I know that you was very smart, but you know what, girl? I got to give you an A+ on that one, because when you look at it, if I'm inside the barrel, I'm only limited to where I can go, what I can do. But if I'm outside the barrel, I can walk around. I can see
But
better.
Clayton, when you say that, that's why I went into the military, to get out the barrel.
There you go. Exactly.
I went in the military to get out the barrel because I looked around. I had to make a conscious decision. I'm not staying around here.
See, again.
I mean, it wasn't bad,
Right.
but I wanted change. I said it's more to life than staying where, you know,
Exactly.
where you at. I wanted to see the world.
Yes.
You
And
know,
see-
you have to read and you have to desire. You really have to dream.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say, hey, I've been here for 12 years. You know, I might as well go see the rest of the world.
Yeah. But see, I had to get outside the barrel too. Because if I'd have stayed inside the barrel, I wouldn't be living today. Because sometimes you got to make a decision. I thank God for my mother, because my mother is the one that got me out the barrel. And so I thank her today, because once you get out of that barrel, just try not to get back into it. Because a lot of people.
You talked about that in your book, and we're going to talk about your book on how you got out the barrel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's
because that's what all youth. I think young males need to read and hear your story, so they know there is a way. You got to
exactly.
When there is no way, make a way.
There you go. Exactly. Well, I'll tell you one thing. This has been a very good conversation. I think that we need to have more. And I'm going to close out by saying this. Where are our fathers? Our youth need us more today than ever before. It's never too late to stop. It's never too late to put your forth in effort to save some of these kids. Our job is to give you information. It's up to you to obtain it, use it. But if you're going to use it, make sure that you share it with someone. If you can't use it, just discard it. Sheila, I appreciate it. And we want to say to all the audience, please hit the notification button, sign up for next video. We are here. We are going to advocate for you. But we're only going to talk the truth, and the truth shall be told. Until next time, Miss Sheila, you have anything that you want to tell the group before we close out? You can close it out.
Please stay tuned for our next podcast, where we're going to listen to Mr. Clayton, his story. And this is something that can be an inspiration to everyone, especially the youth that are out there that need some guidance and direction. I think if you take advantage of speaking to the older adults on how they made it away from troubled life, Mr. Clayton is one of them. So if you're around him, I would reach out, but stay tuned to listen to his story. Thank you.
Okay. Until next time, may God bless you. Make sure that you keep praying and asking God for strength. But again, men, I know you're out there. Why don't you expose yourself next time?